put the transcription on, and I'm going to start the recording.
Recording in progress.
All right, everyone. Members of the Board of Trustees, we are now in public session. And we would please respond present when you hear your name. Chairperson Brian Obergefell.
Present.
Vice Chairperson Sandra Wilkin.
Present.
Great. Trustee Michael Arvanites.
Present.
Hi, Michael. Trustee Fernando Ferrer.
Here.
Trustee Myra Linares Garcia. Not yet. Okay. Trustee Martin Burke.
Present.
Martin. That's sitting, and Professor Okome wasn't going to be able to make it. I'm going to introduce the two student trustees. Welcome, Salamatu Dumboya is the student rep. How are you? And the alternate is Saif Alam, who's the student alternate.
Yeah, here, yes.
Want to introduce yourself? That's great. Just a reminder to both of you that you're both present, but you have one vote. So just as a reminder. So we have a quorum, excuse me. And this public meeting of the Committee on Facilities Planning and Management is now called to order. Pursuant to the New York State Legislature's recent extension of the suspension of required in-person meetings under the open meetings law, this meeting is being held remotely via video conference with access to the public session available on the CUNY Board of Trustees website. A copy of the calendar agenda of items is also available online at the CUNY Board of Trustees website. Additional items may be added during the meeting. And as a reminder, please mute your computers and phones so we can ensure that everyone can hear. I'll now take a roll call attendance from members of the Chancellery. Chancellor Matos Rodriguez.
Present.
Great. General Counsel and Senior Vice Chancellor for Legal Affairs, Derek Davis.
Present.
Executive Vice Chancellor and Chief Operating Officer, Hector Batista.
Present.
Great. Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atala.
Present.
Terrific. Gustavo Ordonez, Associate General Counsel and Chief of Staff.
Present.
Scott Burrell is the University Executive Deputy Facilities and General Counsel for CUCF.
Present.
Scott, okay. The COPS liaison is President Bernicia Johnson-Eanes. Not sure I saw her yet. Okay, and President Jennifer Rabb from Hunter College.
Present, thank you.
President David Wu from Baruch College.
Present.
Terrific. Okay, so I'm going to turn it back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Gail. Let's now turn to the items requiring a vote today. Given that all board members are participating remotely via Zoom and we cannot see one another, I will announce the resolutions and ask for members to respond only if you would like to abstain or oppose an item. Otherwise, your vote will be recorded as a yes vote. If you are voting no or abstaining, please state your name and vote. Additionally, if you wish to second an item or have any questions, please state your name first for the record, and let's try to avoid speaking over one another. Action items. Action item 1A is the approval of the minutes of the November 22nd, 2021 meeting. I move the approval of action item 1A. Do I have a second?
Arvanites, second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay. We will now vote. Please only respond if you would like to abstain or oppose. Okay. Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. I would now like to address action item 1B, the policy calendar. Policy item B1 is a resolution to request City University Construction Fund to execute new requirements contracts for consulting services related to university capital projects. I now call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atala to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before I speak to this specific item, to this resolution, I wish to mention that the facility planning, construction, and management team is working hard to upgrade its capacity to be able to undertake more projects utilizing its in-house team and in a more effective and efficient approach. This is in response to discussions and requests by university senior leaders as well as trustees on the facilities committee and the CUCF board. For example, the team is looking at restructuring and reorganizing itself to enhance job descriptions, job responsibilities, procuring technologies to integrate and automate its processes, to bring cost and time efficiency and increase our completion rate. We could bring a presentation to the committee to speak to these efforts if required by the committee, but one important factor or one important aspect of the strategy is to enhance the team's procurement and procurement capabilities. This resolution is to renew the expired requirements contracts that were approved by the board in 2014 and 2015. With the expiry of these contracts, facilities planning and construction management does not have capacity to engage consulting vendors to work on our construction projects, and hence the requested approval. With this resolution, FPCM through CUCF will be able to issue task orders under the CUCF 2021 consulting requirements contracts, provided that they do not exceed a total amount of 4.95 million for the full term of the contract. Thank you.
Okay, I now move the approval of policy item B1. Do I have a second?
First, second.
Thank you, Freddie. Any discussion? Okay, we will now vote. Please only respond if you would like to abstain or oppose. Okay, hearing none, the result, the vote is unanimous, it carries. Policy item B2 is a resolution request City University Construction Fund to execute new requirements contracts for real estate advisory services for university real estate projects. I now call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atalia to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This item is also part of the effort that I just explained, was item 1. The university need to replace the expired 2014 requirements contract for real estate advisory service. With the expired contracts, the university is unable to engage consultants. There are few urgent and strategic projects that the university will need to undertake, and this contract for real estate advisory service will allow us to proceed with this work. Thank you.
Okay, I move the approval of policy item B2. Do I have a second?
Arvanites, second.
Thank you, Mike. Any discussion? Okay, we will now vote. Please only respond if you would like to abstain or oppose. Okay, hearing none, motion carries unanimously. Policy item B3 is a resolution to authorize management.
Mr. Chairman, can I just take this moment to make a brief comment? I think the chancellor wanted to say something here, but I'll start. I just wanted to first of all thank the committee for voting on these consulting contracts. These consulting contracts are going to be very important as we sort of look at our strategy to deal with Norfolk and finding a permanent home for Gutman. And I really wanted to make sure that the board understood sort of the connection to these consulting contracts. But I think the chancellor wanted to also mention something here.
No, thanks, Hector, and again, my appreciation to the board. As many of you know, in this journey, we have talked also about expediting as we looked at ways in which we can maximize our real estate portfolio in ways that directly benefit our students and directly go to the core of our operation that we decided to prioritize. In this case, North Hall. We have also a longstanding commitment to find a home for Gutman Community College, one of our Aspen nominated excellent community colleges in the system. And moving in this direction would allow us to identify hopefully a permanent home for them, in addition to for some of our other schools and upgrading some other of our facilities. So I appreciate the vote of confidence and my commendation to our COO Hector Batista, to Vice Chancellor Atala, and the entire team for their work. So thank you so much for this. And I just wanted to make that connection for the committee.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Chancellor. Anybody else before I move to policy item B3? Okay. Policy item B3 is a resolution to authorize management by City University Construction Fund for capital projects up to 10 million. I now call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atalaya to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This resolution is also related to the earlier strategic direction that I explained was item 1. The university desires to expand its project management capabilities to efficiently deliver on time and on budget university capital projects and enhance its completion rates. With that goal, the university is seeking parity with DASNY and NYPA, which currently have board authority to manage university capital projects up to 10 million for total project costs. And that is pursuant to the Master Cost Recovery Agreement dated June 23rd, 2017, between the university and NYPA. Also, the board resolution dated December 10, 2018, and the board resolution on September 22nd, 2008, and the program management agreement signed with DASNY on June 30th, 2008. With this approval, the university will be in a stronger position to enhance its delivery capabilities, cut overhead, and complete smaller projects related to facilities upgrade in an expedited fashion. Thank you.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item B3. Do I have a second? Please. Thank you, Sandra. Any discussion? Okay, we'll now vote. Please only respond if you would like to abstain or oppose. Okay, hearing none, motion carries unanimously. Policy item B4 is a resolution to authorize lease amendment to extend the lease at 3020 Thompson Avenue, Queens, New York, for LaGuardia Community College. I now call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atalaya to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. LaGuardia College operates a number of critical programs at these premises, and its proximity to the campus plays a critical role in assisting LaGuardia to reach its enrollment targets. The space is about 194,000 rentable square feet, representing the first, second, third floors and an atrium space. The current lease expires on April 30th, 2025, with a cost of $41.70 per rentable square foot. The new negotiated lease for 10 years extension that expires on April 30th, 2035, with an annual base rent during the first 5 years will remain the same, and the following 5 years will increase to $44.28 rentable square foot. The university will be receiving 6 months free rent, and the landlord has provided up to $7.895 million in certain improvement. Thank you.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item B4. Do I have a second? please. Thank you, Mike.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Freddie. Any discussion? Okay, we will now vote. Please only respond if you would like to abstain or oppose. Motion carries unanimously. Policy item B5 is a resolution to authorize a new lease at 276 Chestnut Street, Brooklyn, New York, for Kingsborough Community College. I now call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atalia to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On behalf of Kingsborough, the university intends to establish a satellite campus at the Chestnut Commons development as part of Kingsborough's efforts to reach its enrollment targets by providing students at this location with credit-bearing courses, certificate programs, remediation courses, placement and re-enrollment support, alignment of certificate programs with local employers and job market, and other services. The university is entering into a new lease for 2,200 rentable square feet, consists of two 40-person classrooms, an administrative office, and an IT closet. So it's a 2,200 rentable square feet for 15 years at a rent value of $27.50 per rentable square feet. Thank you.
Okay, I move the approval of policy item B5. Do I have a second?
Arvanites, second.
Thank you, Michael. Any discussion? I have a question. Where is Chestnut Street in Brooklyn? Does anybody know what section that's in?
I couldn't tell exactly.
I'll map it. I was just curious. I'll look at it.
If I can mention to my fellow Brooklyn Heights resident, Chair Oberfeld, Brian, it's in that nether area. It's immediately south of Cypress Hills Cemetery.
Oh, okay.
So it's on the far northeast of Brooklyn on the Brooklyn-Queens boundary.
Okay.
You're obviously a man who chooses his words with great precision.
It's also great for our community college because they want to expand their non-stackable credentials, and this is one way to do that. So,
Right.
Yeah.
I sent Brian, I just texted you a GPS link so you can see it.
I was just curious because I think I remember it as a kid. Anyhow, any other discussions on this? Okay, we will now vote. Please only respond if you would like to abstain or oppose. Okay, hearing none, motion carries unanimously. We are now on the last item where I'm sure there's going to be some questions and discussion.
Chair, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
if I could suggest that we would, with all due respect, we go into executive session on this matter.
Oh, fine. Gail, I just want to, what do we have to do to comply with that, please?
Gail, you're muted.
Talking to myself, I know. Just make a motion to convene an executive session to discuss matters pertaining to negotiations in a corporation. And you'll have to have somebody second it. And then after that, we will ask several different people to leave, and CUNY TV will stop broadcasting. We'll just have to be sure that they have stopped broadcasting. So we'll give it a couple minutes for that.
Okay, so Derek, why don't you make said
You have to
motion?
make the motion, Brian, and then a trustee needs to
okay.
make
All
the
right.
motion.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'd like to make a motion that we move into executive session to discuss all matters relating to 569 Lexington Avenue in New York.
Prayer seconds.
Okay, thank you, Freddie. Okay, so I guess we're now in the.
We're going to go into executive session.
Ferrer seconds.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay. All right. We will now vote. Please only respond if you would like to.
Oh, no, you got to introduce the item.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Policy item B6 is a resolution to authorize 31-year leasehold condominium dormitory transaction at 569 Lexington Avenue for Baruch and Hunter Colleges. I now call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atalia to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The leasehold condominium structure at these premises will enable Baruch College and Hunter College to provide affordable below-market quality student housing with walking distance to both Baruch College and Hunter College, with price and location stability over the next 31 years, while generating sufficient revenue to cover all costs for the project. Dorms will be available for the fall 2022 semester. The space contains 764 double rooms and 12,000 square feet of amenity space, including a community kitchen, dining room, student lounges, gym, and storage. Baruch College will be provided with 144 double rooms and Hunter College with 48 double rooms. Lease will commence on August 15, 2022. Monthly occupancy cost is $1,200 per bed, with annual increases between 1% and 2% based on the Consumer Price Index. Thank you.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item B6. Do I have a second?
Ferrer seconds.
Thank you, Freddie. Any discussions? Okay, we will now vote. Please only respond if you would like to abstain or oppose. Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. With no more items, I move to adjourn this meeting. Do I have a second?
Arvanites, second.
Okay, meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Everybody, take care.
Safe and well.